anyway, so we would like to get some of your feedback on how you would like to see us proceed for the coming year. And this is your chance to have your say. So I'm going to sort of read through these questions, but then I'm going to flip back so that we can all see each other better, so that we won't have most of the screen taken up with the words. But some of the topics that I would propose, although it's not limited to, just would you like to see our general meetings, branch meetings, programs in person, virtual, some of each? You know, sometimes we can get better speakers or distant speakers if we're doing it Zoom. But on the other hand, it is nice to see everybody in person. And venues, you know, indoor, outdoor, restaurants, parks, whatever you would suggest. Would you, you know, we've found that we're not getting as much attendance at our regular branch meetings each month. And so would it be better if we had fewer formal meetings with speakers? And then for those meetings, any suggestions for topics or speakers? And I put a hint here. We have lots of talented members, so maybe some of our members would like to propose a session. And maybe in lieu of formal meetings, maybe have more workshops or mini courses or other activities. Maybe some new interest groups, see hint above. And in addition, just any more ideas to keep our branch vibrant and relevant. And, you know, hopefully you'll be thinking about how you might help. And, you know, I'll just say here as an overall perspective that I would like to see us simplify enough and disperse things enough that none of these jobs are onerous. You know, that you may not be willing to take on programs for the whole year, but maybe you're willing to do one program. So, you know, we're going to try to look at things a little differently and see what we might do to make this more member friendly, if you will. So I am going to stop sharing my screen. And now I can see all of you bigger. That's a good thing. So, oh, I see we have a bunch of things in the chat that I haven't looked at, but in any case, mostly it's just saying congratulations to everybody. And so
Nancy, I need to go too, and maybe you need to go. So your hand was up first. Why don't you go first, and then go, and then we'll see what other people have to say.
Okay. And
guess,
by the way, I don't want to get into great detail on any one idea, but if we can just throw them out there. So go ahead, Nancy.
well, as Linda and I have talked and various other people, I think that we need to really shrink the number of meetings that we have during the year, along with board meetings. And some way, Linda, maybe people can email you or text you on ideas for types of meetings. One of the things that I was thinking of, which I don't think we've ever done, is the history of our branch.
That's good.
And there have been so many things that have happened through the years. I think I've been with this branch for at least 20, 30 years. I can't remember. But each president has contributed a great deal. And we really need to know our history. The other thing is that I would really be interested in how many people want to be meeting outside together, and those who would still like to participate in Zoom. I know with one of my groups, Novel Lovers, we have people in New York and we have people in Texas and Lancaster. So for them, it's not a question of being there in person. Anybody that's willing to participate in Fun, Food, and Friends, please get in contact with me, because I'm going to be reshuffling the groups in September. Also, Novel Lovers is definitely open to anybody that participates. The book that we are reading for June is my choice, and it is Where the Light Enters by Jill Biden. It is an exceptionally positive book. And I recommend that everyone try and read it. Thank you.
Piggybacking on what Nancy said, could I get a show of hands? How many of you are, let's see, maybe I'll put it this way. How many of you would like to see some in-person meetings for the branch? So let's see, 1, 2, 3.
I've been overloaded with Zoom meetings, and I have a feeling that for new members, being able to attend in person and see live faces is a really important draw. So
I absolutely confirm that.
Okay,
Absolutely.
great.
There's something about seeing someone in person and being able to have some in-person FaceTime that just makes
Right.
all the difference.
Yeah.
right. Even
think
if
it's
Because
something
I know at one point, well, certainly during the pandemic, people did not want
Right.
the in-person
Right.
meetings. So Zoom has been a godsend. But now, yeah, I think most of us are ready to get back to seeing people in the flesh. So
A
like to find
combination,
a
I
way.
think, is a good
Yeah.
approach.
I'd like to find a way where
Has
those
to
who want to,
leave, so maybe we better hear from her if she has to leave.
oh, Carol,
Yes, I have a son coming and we will be he's not here yet, so you have to. So I have 1,000 ideas. If you don't like any of them, I'm not insulted because I have another 1,000.
yay. Let's hear them.
Well, we'll start with.
not all of them, but
No, not.
yeah, maybe
Well,
you want to make a list.
I just need you to know that I don't mind, right? So I'm new. I'm like the other Carol, and we have a great time talking about who's the lesser and the greater, and many of you have heard our funny jokes. I joined out of guilt because I am a fellow, and Bobby guilted me. And it just seemed like you should be able to say, we have an AUW fellow as a member, right?
Yeah,
Now, when you're new, it's like being an anthropologist, right? It's the first 3 months you're into a new culture, and that's when you can see things. And so let me tell you a couple of interesting things that I see. One, not just with us, but with other things, is that we are the product of our past. And so I forget the wonderful woman who said she was busy having husbands and children. And
Yes.
right. And so many of the women who are now coming into being 65 and 70 do not have the history of AUW because they were busy doing what we were supporting. And so we should celebrate the fact that we now have a whole bunch of women who are like us, but don't have the AUW history. And where are they, right? We need them and they need us. So when I hear people say, oh, well, we need the 30-year-old. 30-year-olds are busy having husbands and children and careers, right? Our job
Right.
is to support them. My idea first is that our members, we should think more carefully about this group of women now who have been very busy and very successful, who now need a venue for all this energy and skill. So that's kind of the first thing I want. Probably the most important thing. Oh, no, the other thing. The other thing is that we go it alone. Holy Hannah, there is no way in my company that I would have ever tried to go it alone, right? And so those of you who come from other big companies, we don't go it alone. And so when we talk about our monthly meetings and what are we going to do? Well, we have Zoom now, and I just think that we should find some ways to partner with other people who are putting on programs that just need us to help them go Zoom. Whoops, bad pun. So those are my 2 ideas.
all right.
Good.
Thank you.
By the way, Nancy and I had this discussion and I said to her, okay, I'm talking younger than us new members, not young. There are a
Yes.
lot of members who are younger than us, but they are not necessarily 30 years old. So,
Right.
yeah, I'm with you, Carol.
I think that one of the advantages of Fun Food and Friends, which I started more than 20 years ago, is that you have in-person connections with people.
Mhm.
And those people that I pair up, which I am real conscientious about pairing, that you become intimate friends and be able to meet with each other, and oftentimes even outside of Fun Food and Friends.
Well, and I am fortunate this time to be in a group with Carol, the lesser and the greater, and I'm not going to identify which one is which. Because I want to be friends with both of them. And we also have Jackie Trishman and her husband Jay in our group, and we have had a fabulous time. It's sort of like the meeting of the nerds, you know, we love it. So anybody else with anything they want to throw out on the meetings, the programs, topics?
Well, I wanted to support what Carol Fletcher was saying about that the sweet spot for us is women who have completed their husbands and children and are ready to, well, and mostly retired. I mean, I think some people work consulting jobs and they have more flexibility, but I think our sweet spot is what we need to focus on and maybe be a little more structured in how we do that, other than guilting people. Although guilting it works, you know.
Surprisingly effective.
It's not that guilting is not a bad strategy. The other thing I want to find out actually is, as the person who organized this out to lunch, I want to know if we can do, so far I've been careful to select restaurants that have a patio, but there's actually a brand new Thai place that I want to try in Carlsbad, but it doesn't have a patio. Now, how are we feeling, especially those of you who have allergies or whatever concerns? Is it okay if we do one or two a year that don't have a patio? What is your thought on that?
You want to just have a show of hands of how many are okay with the indoor dining?
Yeah, just one or two.
Oh, remind me how to get to hands. Oh yeah, I got it.
Yeah,
Yeah, well,
I was just raising my physical.
that wasn't very many people, so
Well, you want to
know
try
I-
that one more time? Because I think we had quite a few that
Oh,
are
okay.
willing to do
If
it.
you're okay with a couple of the OTL selections not having a patio, can you live with that?
Carol,
But
this is Bobby. As you know, I'm the fussiest among the group because
oh
my
yes, you are.
husband's been told his vulnerability is his age, which he can't do anything about. But we go inside to restaurants that are very spacious, like
Okay.
Swami's on Encinitas Boulevard. We eat out regularly, sometimes twice a week.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good to know.
But
Yeah.
it's very spacious and tall ceiling,
Okay.
and we feel comfortable.
Okay, that's good. I'm gonna try to.
But I don't
recommend this
mind,
one restaurant that.
you know, if it doesn't suit that, I can miss some, you know, if they
Okay.
don't
Well,
suit me.
that's good input. Thank you all.
And thank you for doing them, Carol, because they're so much fun.
Absolutely.
They are. I love it.
Yeah.
Lorraine has a question or a comment.
Are you thinking of having a speaker at these meetings, or is this just to get acquainted? I didn't understand that.
Oh, the out to lunch is just social. You know,
Oh.
that's the third Tuesday of each month.
And
Are
that's
you on the list? Because
And
I
that's
need to-
just social.
Are
but
you
they-
on the list?
Yeah.
Will you?
Are you thinking of